Oh my god! Wow!
Hey all. In this video, I want to show you not so much the magnificent Citrine as unexpected synergy options with some not very popular guns. But first, let's talk about Citrine itself. Her passive ability allows her to regenerate health for herself and allies. Moreover, the strength of this ability will grow as the health orbs are raised. The maximum value of 25 units per second is achieved by raising 200 orbs. As a bonus, until the maximum of this ability is reached, Citrine will raise health orbs even at full HP, which synergizes perfectly with the equilibrium mod. First ability: Fractured Blast, slash and stagger enemies with a crystal blast that inflicts bleed. Enemies afflicted with this status effect have an increased chance of dropping health and energy orbs. Works great with a passive ability. The second ability, Preserving Shell, grants a temporary reduction in incoming damage. The reduction value depends on strength and accumulates when killing enemies, up to 90%. Allies also receive personal protective shells. Continuously loses 1% defense per second, but gains 3% on kills and 1% on assists. The third ability, Prismatic Gem, creates a crystal that will increase the status chance in its area of effect by 60 to 100%, as well as the duration of these statues. The crystal will also deal up to 1000 damage with all major elemental damage types, guaranteed to apply 4 primary elemental status effects procced at 1 stack each to the target. The crystal can attack 1 target in 0.4 seconds or 5 targets in 2 seconds. And the last ability, Crystallize, immobilizes enemies in the area of effect, enclosing each in a personal crystal. Hitting the growth directly sets weapon critical chance to 300% to inflict tier 3 red critical hits. For a comfortable game even on steel path, just such a build is enough, in which I will be the whole video. A companion of your choice, Citrine is self-sufficient. I used Panzer Volpafilla even without synth mods. You can also choose any school. I used Zenuric out of habit. As for weapons, today they will be 3 interesting representatives. Basmu. It has 2 firing mods. The former launches mini rockets that explode on impact and deal damage in a radius of just under 2 meters. The alternate mode fires 2 beams that can jump onto up to 5 nearby enemies, forming a chain. When the magazine is completely depleted, drains health from enemies around it in proportion to the damage dealt. I will also show Convectrix, a beam rifle that also has 2 firing modes. The Convectrix fires 2 beams with a length of 30 meters from its twin emitters, which move into position when the fire button is held. If using primary fire, the beams are emitted at the sides and then converge into the center of aim. If using secondary fire, the beams begin from the center and then diverge outwards and back again in a sweeping motion. The weapon's listed damage is split between the 2 beams, thus each beam deals half of the listed damage per second. And lastly, dualtoxocyst, which received Incarnon Genesis. Let's start with Convectrix. Here is a build through Riven mod. And someday I will put primed point blank here.
Oh, you touch my tra-la-la. My ding-ding-dong.
Thanks to the shooting mechanics and the third ability of Citrine, we provide all enemies with a full set of status effects. It's fun, but when I put a mod for damage, it will also be effective. The Basmu is also very interesting. First, the build turned out against Corpus. The gas damage type allows you to deal damage in an area, and the magnet removes their shields. The alternate attack is very effective against enemy clusters, while the main attack is very effective against single targets. And reloading with a circular life drain both deals damage and allows you to control the entire crowd and makes it possible for our crystal to hit even targets behind us. No one leaves without a set of status effects. The blueprint was sold at the Knights of Nebris event for 2 years in a row. Would recommend buying if available this year. And finally, end of today's video, dualtoxocyst, also with Riven mod. Inkernan Evolutions has chosen the following. As a result, total annihilation. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope you found it interesting and useful. Subscribe to the channel, put like, leave comments, I will be very grateful. For especially generous people who want to treat me to a cup of coffee, the link is in the description. See you soon.